you are needing to draft a team that can respond to a play style of the enemy team. I think you know that Team Unknown is going to be playing cool and collected. I think you need to plan for champions that are putting pressure on the map. I think the other team is playing Fall Guys is playing very aggressive, so you need to be playing champions that can punish aggressiveness. Um, what I don't want to see is just banning good stuff. I don't want to see people playing good stuff. I want to see game plans here. This is the place where you need to have synergy and you need to have cohesion.
Speaking of, the ultimate from the Shen was just too much from the last game. I agree with that. It's so hard to keep track of that, especially with the introductions of so much ability haste. And you got to get the Shen out of there. It was catastrophic to some of their plays, but
Absolutely.
on top of that, we have an Uncage the Vagar request from Lock and Load himself in the chat, and the Vagar got sent to the gulag, according to Good Guy Griffin, as we are in the USSR. I think that's appropriate.
Oh my goodness, I'm not going to live this one down, huh? I was just talking. So,
you had to see it coming.
Here we are, the Olympics.
Yeah,
the Olympic
that's true.
finals.
That's true.
Honestly, though, so far we're seeing the standard bans against the Fall Guys with the Jinx, the Vagar, and the Draven. They're saying nope, we're not going to play Draven. You may not play them either. So I'm really curious what's going through the brain of the Fall Guys right now. Are they just looking to ban strong champions that they've seen so far, or do they have something better planned? With having the second pick, is there a pick that the Team Unknown is going to lock in right away? There's just too much. Zyra ban is a good ban.
I think this is a good adaptation. There wasn't a lot of trouble when they met back in June. Let's be real about this.
Sure.
The three champions that were banned just now in the Shen, Ezreal, and Zyra were problems last game.
Yeah.
Not just strong, they were big problems. And so this is in my opinion, a great adaptation, right? You don't worry about stuff that didn't bother you. Worry about the stuff that does bother you, that interrupts what it is you're trying to do. So I think that's a magnificent pivot from the Fall Guys.
Certainly. And because of that, Bear instantly locks in the Ornn, saying, yeah, you were right the first time. Like, my Ornn is scary. The Darius response, we're going to see Elijah in it again. Hopefully not too tunnel visioned. Hopefully we can get, Darius versus Ornn is very oppressive to Ornn. So we'll see how that goes. A Brand being hovered. Okay.
Brand, I love triple flex champions. Mid lane, jungle, support. I am a fan. And in fact, if you pair that with a Senna, you can take him carry. That's a quadruple flex pick right there in the Brand.
Ooh.
Answered with the Lilia. I'm excited for that. I love Lilia as a champion. Not necessarily to fight, but she's so much fun.
Yeah, she's got a presence that is hard to ignore, especially in response to Brand. Like, Lilia does not need to be in your lane to respond to you. So if that is a support Brand, if that is a mid lane Brand, he's still feeling the pressure from Lilia. The insta lock on Braum is what has me, we might not see Taric tonight. Braum is just the focus, the early game pressure, and here we back to the bans.
Braum Taric lane? Anybody?
maybe.
I like that ban though. The Lucian procs, the concussive blows, way too hard.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of curious why they picked Lilia so early. I don't know if that would have been something that the Fall Guys would have responded to. Maybe they wanted to see a little bit more of the bot lane before they picked their ADC, but it's a little tough because Lucian Braum is a very, very strong lane that responds to just about any comp. So
I want to say that Braum is similar to Thresh, where there are champions that are ridiculous with him, but then every champion is good with Braum. If you auto attack, you're good with Braum, and that's just the way it is.
I guess
and so. I think that they put the priority on Lilia because when when it really comes down to it, the jungle pool is smaller than the usable marksman pool, as we can see from the 6 marksmen that have been banned. There we go. That's number 7. Think about that right now. We have 7, possibly another 3 marksmen that could come out here because you could have Ashe as a support. You can have
Senna.
Yeah, you can have Senna as a support. You can pick Zeri on the side of Team Unknown. You could get the Kog'Maw again. There are so many. Just people complain that marksmen are weak, but taking a look at this draft, they are not weak.
Yeah. I'm gonna say right now, like the Darius versus Ornn feels very good. Darius is not feeling good about any of the rest of the team. A very, very good team from the Fall Guys so far. The Amumu brand very strong. Varus is a great pick in these style of games, but the Ashe ADC coming out, lots and lots of slows there. Azir mid lane, we love to see it. If I remember correctly, Death is very, very proficient with piloting Azir, and he's been on fire today. Responded with the Victor. It's very interesting. This is an interesting game. There's some push and pull. There's weaknesses that are able to be exploited. And I'm seeing not that aggressive of a team for the Fall Guys and not that controlling of a team from Team Unknown. So maybe they're trying to break out of their shells, break out of their molds, so to speak, and create something new.
So, as is customary, I have some thoughts.
Uh-huh.
And what I need everyone to understand is they are just thoughts.
Mhm.
Number 1, I think it could have been really funny to see an 8th marksman or 9th. Yeah, 8th. An 8th marksman if the Corki into the Azir. That is a frequent matchup. It's talked about all the time. It actually was one of the staples a few patches ago, or a few seasons ago, I should say. 1 to 2 seasons ago, it was Corki Azir when mid lane needed to be safe. So that would have been really funny. Number 2, Team Unknown is going to be hurting for DPS. And that's because Ashe cannot crit.
Right.
So they have the control with the slows, but that means that her damage is, if you think about it, probably half. Because if you're building that crit chance, that means you're dealing double damage 50 to 75 to 100% of the time. And so if you're not dealing all that damage with your crits, that means that it's going to be harder to break through this Amumu, to break through this Darius, and to get through the shield on the Victor.
Yeah, and me looking at the Team Unknown comp, I take it back. I said maybe we don't have the Team Unknown combo. Look at the amount of wombo they have with the Ashe ult, the Ornn ult, followed by the Lilia sleep. I think they can easily sacrifice some of the damage from Ashe for the CC that she provides because they have an Azir, and the Azir is going to be the star of the show. Previously Death was just starring the show because he was playing crazy. Now the spotlight is on Death, and it's going to be Azir's day if he makes or breaks the show with the I kind of feel like a little bit this is Azir's game to lose. So I think a lot of focus is going to be on this mid lane. I don't think top can lose hard enough to lose the entire game. With a jungle brand, the bot lane is very safe from both teams. I think a lot of the pressure is going to be on this mid lane.
I agree. One other thing that I noticed is there are very few dashes in this game. You have Ornns, but that one's usually set up more to be a fight starter.
Right.
Braum has his, but same thing. You're doing that more to save someone than to escape or to engage. And then Azir is the reason he's so safe is because of that shifting sands.
Right.
And so those plus the Amumu Q are it. And so these fights are going to be very knocking your head against a wall. It's not going to be a jump here, here, dodge, and all this fancy stuff, Flash is going to be exceptionally important in these team fights.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very, very season 1-esque, you know, not some movement speed, but the focus is going to be on who gets caught and what you can pressure out of people so far. The aggression from Fall Guys will be very good as long as they don't get punished. If they can eke out flashes early, they'll get Team Unknown on the back foot. If they can win lanes hard enough that Team Unknown can't group together like they're known to do, that's their win con. There's a lot of ways that this can go, but I kind of can see the way that these champions are piloted already is going to be a lot of the responsibility of the lane states and you know, can you hold on to your flash even when you're in like you were saying, in distress. So
game number 1 of our finals, Team Unknown versus the Fall Guys, is underway. Minions spawning in just a few seconds, and Shazbot, guess what? We got our lanes back. Phantom up on the top side and Elijah back in the bottom. We are full board on this game.
Yeah. You predicted it, and here we are. You know, we're running it back. There's all of the funny business is gone. This is just some honest to goodness League of Legends. Want to highlight the cleanse on the Varus is a very smart take. Just yeah, these are great players that are coming out and have something to prove.
I love the Santa Braum skin, by the way. when you pop the concussive blows, did you see that little Poros pop out?
Yep. Yeah.
Adorable.
He's a great skin in the card game as well. An instant aggression again.
Bear taking quite a lot of damage. Conqueror already procced. You know what? East Phantom must be coaching Elijah on how to play that Darius, because it's the exact same way that our other game started.
If you had not pointed that out, I wouldn't have known it. I wouldn't have known. They played identical right there.
Yeah. So. Feels really good. That's level 2 for Fall Guys. Cubsy is already going in. They land the first stun onto Kiroro. Get the slow and the bonus damage from the W. Another stun. He doesn't have the piercing arrow, but now Cubsy might be in some trouble here. He has to flash away. He does. Calavir follows, has the barrier active, gets stunned in the minion wave. Do they see the first blood? It does go to Kiroro. No, not Kiroro. Sorry, Calavir. Elijah picks one back. It is a 1-for-1 trade on the bottom side, and we have 2 kills in 2 minutes again.
Brutal, but Varus gets the chance to CS. I don't think the first blood gold. More fights.
Another great timing out of Phantom here. Flash forward. He picks up the kill with the Decimate. And, okay, take a moment and think about the timing there. He waited until the Bella's Breath was done before pulling him in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
On cooldown.
And this is bad. Teleport used by Bear. East Phantom in a 1v2. He does pop the ghost. He doesn't have the flash. Jump forward. Kodo Draco gets the kill. Nice roam up there from the Team Unknown jungler.
You got the kill. You got to recall. Your highest priority is to recall. They're gonna be alive too quickly to respond to anything. They have the teleport. You do not. That is a bad punish. It is wild to watch East Phantom act exactly like Elijah did in their first game against Team Unknown.
They're working on it together.
It's wild. They're making the same mistakes too. Hey guys, don't share your mistakes. Oh, man.
Cubsy does not land the bandage toss. A nice stand behind me from Kiroro keeps him safe. He lands the second one though. Flash out of Kiroro. Flash from Laugh Wizard throws down the Pillar of Fire and the Conflagration. And look at that damage coming out of Calavir. Getting a lot of nice auto attacks to slow him down and say, hey, get out of my lane.
Back and forth, ebb and flow. I will admit I'm wrong. Bot lane is the spotlight right now as they push back and forth and are really looking to capitalize on some more kills. This is some standard PLC. 4 kills, 4 minutes.
Yep.
We're back, baby.
I think a lot of that has to do with your prediction came in with the assumption that Elijah was going to be on the top side and not East Phantom. And
True.
so we're back to the more traditional look, the more comfortable lanes, and Phantom doing a good job here. He needs to land that heal on the Decimate, and Bear is bleeding super hard. Oh my gosh, he got the kill with that?
Wow, that's a lot of damage on them. It's you can't deny the bleed, but goodness. Honestly, the way that things are going, this is much more reminiscent to the last month's tournaments, where the Fall Guys really just kind of ran over the game because they were able to punish Team Unknown often. Now, I'm not saying, oh my goodness.
And we go onto Lock and Load. He has no mana, and there are 3 members of Team Unknown in his lane. He might be playing Victor, but he is not the Victor in that exchange.
Yeah, and Death decides not to die there, you know, baiting out the engage super well. It's very well
onto
played.
Kiroro. Elijah's going to slow him down, but that's all they can do. The shield there is not something you get through very easily.
6 kills, 6 minutes. It's a bloody game. The game is very even now. Slightly in the favor of Team Unknown, but things are going the way of Fall Guys. This feels like a game that Fall Guys are controlling, even though they're slightly on the back foot.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Nice use of the spells. Again, Phantom getting all of these hemorrhage stacks. He times the pull so well. He's got Conqueror, got 6, throws down the Noxian Guillotine, does Bear bleed to death. He must be chugging that refillable potion because he does not die. And now Phantom has to be careful. Laughing Wizard is on the bottom side now. Grubs going over to Kodo Draco, but on the bottom side, what do we have going on? They're going underneath the turret. Laugh Wizard picks up 1. That's a great stun onto Calavera. In the middle lane, Drowsy goes Lock and Load. He is still alive for now. Flash forward, and that's another kill over the side of Team Unknown. 8 now the spread.
Yeah, here's your prediction coming true. Each flash is a precious resource they're using to fight. Do they look for the tower dive here? Not a lot of.
No, I don't think they do. Cubsy's actually going to run into Kodo Draco. He's going to get slowed. He's going to get damaged over time to ignite down onto Kodo Draco, but Elijah isn't going to follow. Laugh Wizard is here. Elijah goes in. He's got the bonus damage, but he has to be careful. Concussive blows. He flashes away. He manages to stay alive, but he is caught in the jungle. Death on a killing spree now. Laugh Wizard has to run.
He can out the flash again. Another flash for the mid lane. But yeah, walking in blind to that Tribush and punishments were dealt out. Very close game. You know, super bloody, just as we predicted. We're not even, you know, we have the grubs taken, but the dragon response wasn't even there because of how much attention is in the bot lane. Back and forth, ebb and flow. Very exciting game so far. Bear's coming back into the lane.
Cubsy wants to flash forward. He lands the bandage toss onto Calavera. Ignite is in again. Calavera has to flash away. Ignite isn't there, but Calavera goes down. Elijah gets the first one. Cleanse from Elijah going onto Kiroro. That's a double kill. Kodo Draco wants to come in and clean him up. He has no flash. He has no cleanse. Kodo Draco gonna throw the swirl seed. Gets a lot of damage underneath the turret. 500 gold in his pocket now. And blood everywhere on the map.
Fall Guys might be the one team that have ever responded favorably into Calavera, being able to catch him off guard. There, if you'll notice these fights, Ashe is the first one dead, and Braum is doing his best to try to body block and protect, but they're always trading Ashe for a Mumu, and that means that Fall Guys come out on top of those trades. And I think Unknown is feeling the pressure. Again, Team Unknown is slightly ahead, and it just feels like the Fall Guys are in control.
Right, and that's something that they talk about on the dive is numbers don't mean everything. There's this the intangible thing called tempo. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what they have going for them, the Fall Guys. Right here, they had the pressure on the bottom side. They had the push in the mid lane, which means that they can contest the dragon.
But maybe I walk back to my previous prediction, more fights coming in, that the spotlight is on mid lane. That Azir is handily winning in the mid lane. Death is just, you know, on a new level that we haven't seen so far. Maybe Death is the reason that Unknown wins it. Maybe he loses his lead. But as of right now, a lot of pressure is still on the back of Death.
I like that the junglers have almost the exact same build. Just those 2 extra kills and assists on the side of Kodo Draco gives him some boots. And that's actually terrifying when you consider what Lilia does. But that combo is deadly as the stun into the damage over time, the knock up there. Amumu does ult to try and save himself for a little bit. He doesn't have a splash, but that's 2 easy kills for the side of Team Unknown. They are hanging out. Elijah is underneath the turret. He's really low. There goes the ultimate from Lilia. Calavera is going to pick him up. Lock and Load has made his way down to the bottom side. In goes Death. He's low as well. Lock and Load gets shuffled, and he gets killed, and that's a double kill for Calavera in the bottom lane.
No fear from Death. I don't have any health, and I don't need it. Like, I'm going in, and I'm killing you anyways. Just a textbook engage from Team Unknown. Fall Guys responding to it fairly well with the rotations from Victor, but yeah, pretty brutal. Bear is getting absolutely punished.
This is the side of the map that Fall Guys has maintained their pressure, but Lock and Load wanted yet another fight there, walking over a control ward and everything.
Yeah, just the aggression, the difficulty. Like we're seeing big plays from Team Unknown, and yet Amumu gets back into lane and is like, all right, we're back to it. Like, this is your life now as I'm engaging on you. So.
Dragon traded for Void Grubs up on the top side. That will be all 6 over to the side of Team Unknown, and first Drake to the Fall Guys. But this, the interaction there was great. He landed the bandage toss. It followed the shuffle. Lock and Load is in some huge trouble here. He's actually going to get the gravity field down and flash away. He does go down. Pyroclasm goes on to Kodo Draco. That will be a kill over to... No! He's healing with the passive. Kodo Draco still alive! He ends up killing Lock and Load and Laugh Wizard, and his team helps clean up Cubsy. A 3-for-2 trade in the mid lane.
Oh my goodness. Everybody, you may breathe again. Me holding my breath during that entire fight, depression catching up with you over the Azir's Shuriman shuffle. Like, wow. The heal from Lilia. Lilia is 6-2 right now, if you haven't seen. Very, very strong. They've got all the kills on the right people. 0-3 Ornn, I don't care. I'm Ornn.
Yeah, exactly.
So... Oh man, very, very close game. It does kind of feel like Team Unknown is starting to pick up momentum. Ooh, getting caught.
Found Kodo Draco. He has his ultimate from the last fight he didn't use. Shut down Gold over to East Phantom. That is huge for the Darius.
East Phantom will not be ignored. He does not want to be an island. That's what you need to do. That's my jungle now. So... I respect it. This is what we need to do, especially if they're trying to focus on Rift Herald next. They still have a little more than a minute for it to come back, but yeah, this is some intense gameplay in lockstep for Gold, just the entire game. But you have to give it to both teams. They're playing to strengths, but it does feel like Team Unknown is definitely gaining some momentum.
A little bit. They have come out ahead on the last few fights, but even with that, when we do look at the gold, like you were talking about, it is a 100 gold difference, but 3 kills. Think about that for a second. 3 extra kills is almost 1,000 extra gold. So shutdowns, CS, turret plates, they're able to maintain this parity, and it's only important when you look at completed items. So you've got 5 completed items on the side of the Fall Guys, and you have 2 on the side of Team Unknown.
Which is wild. It like the vibe of the game.
Our fight. Kodo Draco gets onto Lock and Load. He is stunned in the gravity well, followed up by Cubsy and the bandage toss into the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Laugh Wizard will block Cubsy from the Ash Arrow. No, Pyroclasm finally goes out. Laugh Wizard is going to get some damage down onto Calavir. Elijah is thrown in with the Emperor's Divide. Brute onto death from Elijah. He isn't able to do anything there. Calavir is on a rampage now. Meanwhile, on the backside, East Phantom comes in from the flank, but it's too late. He has no team to save.
Yeah, call this slicing, call this as you will, but the numbers say that Fall Guys should be feeling better now, and then you have a fight like that, and Team Unknown's like, no, we have momentum. You know, here's our gold advantage now. It's not looking good for Fall Guys. You know, they had such a strong start. They were really dictating the way things are going, and then Team Unknown groups up, and the world hushes to pay attention to Team Unknown.
Well, and that's what's so fun is we brought it up a little bit earlier, but this is how their last interaction happened too, where Unknown would be ahead by just a little bit, and then all Guys need is one play, and then that aggressive play style they have will propel them into the win if they're able to find that slip up, that one hole in the armor.
Yeah, it's impressive stuff. The CS and lockstep. I mean, again, top lane is one thing, but yeah, it's an impressive thing. There's a lot of ways this can still go. We feel like we're teetering on the edge, but Unknown is saying this is their realm now. This is we get an advantage, and we hold it until the end of the game. We not necessarily a snowball, but like a steady, slow, calculated push.
Like a sled?
Like a sled, I guess. Less of an avalanche and more for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I got you.
I'll take it. A sled.
Lock and Load is here in the middle lane trying to hold his own against Team Unknown. He's died 5 times, yes, but he's also still in this game. He's keeping on parity with the CS, keeping the pressure, and contributing in those fights. He does have those 4 out of 13 kill participation. That's going to be the sleep onto Laugh Wizard. Death goes in with a massive scoop. Elijah trying to get him down.
It's nuked.
First kill over to Lock and Load of this fight for the Fall Guys. That is a 1-for-1 trade, mid lane for jungle. But with your jungler gone, that means you got to be careful if you're going to fight for this Drake.
They don't care. Fall Guys is they're reckless abandon. They're like, who's gonna fight us? You got Smite. Come on, fight us. And I think they made the right call there. You know, despite that trade, they're still able to push for things like that.
Elijah might be in some trouble. Kiroro and Calavir are running forward. Concussive Blows hasn't landed yet. That's the Glacial Fissure. It goes up. Cubsy is going to throw down the ultimate to stun everything. In comes Phantom. Death might be in some trouble. He's getting hit by Phantom. Cubsy on the bottom side is still alive. Phantom gets the ultimate. That's the kill. Flash forward. That's the second. Kodo Draco is the next target. Phantom is still going off. Triple kill with the Noxian Guillotine. The last 2 targets, he didn't even hit them except with the ultimate.
He just walked up and ulted him and said, yep, I'm Darius. You want to see?
How dare you fight me?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Like a good thing.
Elijah jumps up on the top side to stop Bear from pushing. Those Void Grubs and him being all alone mean that that's quite the push. And mid lane, Kodo Draco takes the center turret.
Yeah, Darius is surprising. I honestly thought Darius would he's running away. You can't stop me.
That was actually really cute from Cubsy.
He's out of there. That's super funny. But yeah, I thought Darius would actually struggle more. Like I fully expected him to win his lane, and then I thought that it would kind of peter out as a Juggernaut starts to be less and less of a relevant. And yet he teleports into these fights and then just ults 3 times and is like, yeah, here's my contribution. I'm so fast. I have Force of Nature. I've got some extra movement speed from Wing Plate. Yeah, crazy stuff.
The speed with which everything is going on as well is impressive on a level that makes me very, very happy. in fact, as happy as Comet Crash is sad every time the dad joke comes in. If you're taking a peek at the chat,
Whoa!
That was close. Throwing up the Sun Disc. East Phantom does not care. He's going to get the slow with the Stride Breaker. He's not even ghosted, but he ults, and that is terrifying from a Darius.
Darius is like, yeah, Death, you've been playing really well. Guess who's been playing better? I'm 8-1. Like, oh my goodness.
Next engage onto Kodo Draco. He is stunned. He is rooted. And that is another kill over to the Fall Guys. This is what we were talking about. Just 1 or 2 little plays, and they get their gold, they get their pressure, and they are on the warpath.
Yeah, now that 2 players on their team can play Darius, guess who's never going to get to play Darius in PLC again? This is insane.
Probably not. But look at it. The kill on Kodo Draco says they can't stop us.
Worse, they have Darius. Like, you can't fight in here. We have the zone of control right here. Who responds to this? Even with Lilia alive, like the stancing where they go, Team Unknown just tries to pretend like they're not even there. Like, we're gonna take a tower and we're gonna bolt.
They are trying to escape in the jungle here. Oh, but a beautiful pull into the gravity well, and the ultimate there from Victor means that that's going to be 1 kill. Is that going to be 2? It is. Is that going to be 3? It is. Death gets a nice push there from the Emperor's Divide, but that's going to be yet another one. 4 for the Fall Guys after picking up the Baron.
Okay, I'm seeing this. I see East Phantom. He's clearly hype. He's clearly doing some good things. At what point are you holding your auto attack so that you don't kill, so that you can give some more kills to Elijah? Or to Brand. Like, I don't mean to be too critical, but you know, like you're already good. You're fine. Like, you've got your 3 items. You're clearly very, very strong. I kind of would like to see the other players become more relevant. I don't think Darius can win the game on his own.
I agree, but also think that you have to wait at least 1 more item, because the thing with a Juggernaut like Darius is the moment you do stop getting that influx, it's momentum. As a champion, he thrives on momentum. If you stop giving gold, if you stop the movement speed from the hemorrhage and stacking that all the way, then he does become a less relevant champion. And so I get it, but I don't think you can let the gas pedal off.
I think that fact alone might be the opening that Team Unknown can capitalize on. I don't think you just kill Darius, like, you know, catch him out or anything like that, but I think you can peel their team apart. But so far, Fall Guys have been very calm and collect. It's, you know, they put Darius in front of the team and then say, okay, we're going for an objective. Huge
Cubsy, massive grab into the ultimate again. And Kodo Draco is caught for the 2nd time. And this objective game is what we talked about for Fall Guys. They have all 3 Drakes, and they've been taking down these turrets.
Team Unknown is reliving the nightmare. This is precisely what happened in the first game. Now they're playing much better. Kills in lockstep, money in lockstep. But, you know, the vibe keeps changing, and the vibe right now is Fall Guys, is Darius. A little engage from the Ornn. But
Flash into the shuffle. Lock and load is dead instantly. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the middle lane. Elijah has to flash away as well. But this is what we're talking about. Death goes in with the Shurima shuffle, taking out another member of the Fall Guys. But to what end? 700 gold from that turret onto the Darius.
Did you see that Amumu? It flew from one end to the other. Watch the clip for that. That is crazy. Like, just Death has been making some incredible plays. Not enough to win the game outright, but they're not out of it yet. This doesn't feel like doom and gloom from either team. This feels like people playing to their strengths.
Kodo Draco has to be careful. There are 3 members of the
no.
Fall Guys here. He does get caught, but he's got the Zhonya's ready. Instantly caught again. Perfect timing from Cubsy. East Phantom has ghosted. He got onto Calavir. He is dead. He doesn't have the pole. They have turret aggro on their side. Kiroro will be the next target. Miss on the Chain of Corruption. Nice dodge there from Kiroro.
I've really been appreciating this Amumu, the amount of CC that he's bringing to the table so that people can just get deleted. Loving the Abyssal Mask on him. Just a great draft. I'm really appreciating Cubsy here in his contributions to enable his really playmaking people. One other thing, you know, while we're in between team fights, you and I were talking before the game started about Warmogs, about it getting nerfed. And I'm seeing on the Braum, the Warmogs, Braum has continuously been able to position himself using that bonus movement speed that you get from the Warmogs. It's like new Moby boots, frankly. Very interesting to see. Very nice. Oh my god.
In goes Death and lands yet another shuffle. Terrifying. And this is that lens you were saying. Death is the difference maker for Team Unknown this game. He is just always ready with that combo, and it's worked every time.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, if you can see Death, you're too close. He's got that Shuriman shuffle. He's got that wall. He is acting like a pro player. Like, this is the kind of plays that you expect to see at, you know, the LCS or something like that. And he needs to be respected because of it. But
now, 26 minutes in, we are at literally 2 kills a minute between Team Unknown and the Fall Guys in game number 1 of our July finals. 3 Drakes. That means Dragon Soul is up in less than 3 minutes. And Team Unknown have to decide what they're going to do about that, because the last 2 times they fought over Drakes, it hasn't necessarily gone bad, but they haven't been able to stop them.
Right. They've been in a position where, like, they can't even dream of contesting because of a fight that happened not 20-30 seconds beforehand. They're stancing around Baron, saying, you know, we're going to get Soul or we're going to get Baron. Either way, you have to fight us. We're going to dictate the pace of the game here. Very much in the Fall Guys' hands right now. But, you know, I want to see what Team Unknown's best at, and that is a coordinated team play. That's okay.
That was really close. Kodo Draco probably almost caught one more time. Laugh Wizard doesn't have his Banshee's Veil shield anymore. That's good news for Team Unknown. The Dragon is less than a minute away now. And when they first came out with Dragon Souls, the argument was, which do you stop? The Soul or the Baron? You always stop the Soul. It is a permanent buff.
And a big one at that. And
Cubsy is the next target. He's stunned with the concussive blows. That's a big part of their playmaking. Team Unknown have started out this fight very well. They took out the Amumu. And that's the engage.
And Death is just catching everyone. Like, he's a fisherman of champions. Darius is like hungry though. He wants in. Dragon's going down. They have to go
in here. They don't actually need to fight. I think this was unwise. They stopped the second cast of the Ornhorn. Phantom is still legendary, getting the first kill. Shuffle out. Death goes down. Bear has to flash away. He has no hit points. Kodo Draco is killed on the backside. Calavir's the only one alive. They take the dragon. They get 1 kill onto the Amumu, but they can't do anything with it.
Yeah, at what cost? Goodness gracious, Fall Guys are starting to run over them. This is like your solo queue team that just has a big player and they're playing to it. You have to respect them for that. Like, they were very calm, very calculated. We talk about gracefully losing or learning how to get carried. They're doing this. This is something that you can study to be like, hey, I might have lost mid lane or bot lane didn't exactly go the way that we wanted to. So let's change our plan to match the aggression and the power that East Phantom is bringing.
Now, Team Unknown have a few things in their pocket. They have the fact that Azir is one of the craziest scaling champions in the game,
Hmm.
and they have Ornn, the other crazy scaler that gives tens of thousands of gold worth of stats in those ornament masterwork rather.
Yeah, and who does he focus on first? He absolutely gives it to Azir, because Azir is going to be able to use every single one of those stats really well on the Liandry's masterwork. I really wish they had kept the old names, but I understand why they did it. But
Yeah.
the stats that Azir is going to be able to use, the extra AP, extra health, is some crazy stuff. It's what they need to be able to fight such a brutal, resistance toting Darius. Teleport coming now to try
Lock
to get
and
away.
load gets stunned by the crystal arrow. The chain CC is huge. Wow. But with Team Unknown on the bottom side, that means the Fall Guys get to send everybody into the mid and to the top. The turret is already down. Bear is alive. Cubsy does get the ultimate. He is knocked up. He is knocked up a second time, trying to get the kill onto Calavir. He's taken a lot of damage. They take him down. Elijah wants to go on to Death now. Death is still alive. They get the slow down onto Cubsy. That is a 3-for-1 trade, but on the top side, Laugh Wizard and Phantom have taken out an inhibitor. Bear has no ultimate. Death has no ultimate. No, he does, and he has his flash. Do we see the end of the game here? Death is popped with the Pyroclasm from Laugh Wizard. Phantom in a 1v3 while he was golden. He picks up a double kill. Bear is the last one alive. Do we see the triple? We do. That's the second triple from East Phantom on the Darius. The Fall Guys have done it once again.
Wow, they are back with a vengeance. They were furious after that first loss, and just East Phantom is just taking like dog tag after dog tag. 16-1 ending that game. GG all.
Wow. And that is what we've been talking about, right? It's just this crazy way that their aggression goes into the game and how it works out. It is exactly that snowball, right? The more they get going, the bigger it gets, not just in terms of gold, but the sheer emotional momentum got them up and running. And Shazbot, I agree with you. I don't think we're going to see Darius again.
No way. And we might have a hard time seeing more Juggernauts, especially with how aggressive they are. But very exciting. Both teams have shown that they can show up. Both teams are very difficult. Very close game for most of that. Yeah, great game.